Hello again, friends and loyal Wolfpack members. Chaos Wolf here, and welcome back to the Elite Dangerous 2.2 beta server. Now, because my last video today was a little bit short, it was around about the 5-minute mark, I thought I couldn't go and leave you with just that. So we're coming up with another one today, and what this is some of you guys have been saying how the Type 7, since it's been buffed, is making an absolutely amazing mining ship. So I thought we'd go and have a quick look at this. So let's jump into the Starport services, go into the outfitting department and go and see what I've done. Because I've already set this up for a miner. So as we can have a look in the mining, we've got two small mining lasers, one either side of the cockpit. So these are in amazing positions for mining. They're mounted either side of the flight deck, so that is great. So you're not having to think about where your mining lasers are coming from. You can literally just line up with the asteroid and you know exactly that they're going to be hitting exactly where you're thinking. We've also got two mine launchers still, because these things are absolutely awesome for if you're getting interdicted and you just want to run the hell away. These things, with a couple of these things, I have actually taken out anacondas. It's surprising, I know, but they do actually work. So we've got two mine launchers, that's awesome. We'll go back. Utility mounts, we've got one chaff launcher. We've got one shield booster. You'll find out why I've got this one in a moment. Specifically as a D-rated shield boosters, because we do not want to go over our maximum power draw. Mainly because we're a mining ship, and when we have our weapons out, we still want to be able to use our cargo scoops and everything. So we want to stay under, which is why I specifically went for a D-rated one. It's still giving us 8% extra shield strength, so it's not bad. Now we have got 2 point defenses as well, because apparently in the changes to 2.2 is that point defenses will actually now start working against hatchbreaker limpets. But then again, that's kind of going to be really needed, considering that hatchbreaker limpets have now been buffed that they go through shields. So yeah, these are a necessity. So anyway, let's carry on. Core internals, obviously we've maxed out our power plant. We could go and roll on this one to make it even more powerful, so we could go and put a better shield booster and so on here, and better shields. But we'll have a look at those in a minute. We've still got the same 5D thrusters I had previously. These ones are modded as well, so that gives us a little bit more performance. But it's also mainly so it gives us some good jump range, because fully unladen we have a jump range of 31.46 light years. Even if we're fully laden, completely full of limpets or cargo or mined materials or whatever, we've still got a 23.72 light year jump range, so that's nice. We've got the best frameshift drive that is modded to the max, so if we didn't have that modification, this would be a lot lower of jump range. In fact, let's actually go and have a look. Browse shop. There we go. If we didn't have the modifications, our fully unladen jump range, so when we're completely empty, would be 21.19 light years, and fully laden would be 15.93. So those are the numbers we will be looking at even if we didn't have the modifications in there. We'd also be on a little bit less power, but yeah, we have the modifications. I'm just working with that. We also have the life support, which has been modified for lighter weight, so that's also helping with this. If we went and changed that, let's go and see. That would knock us down a little bit. So that would knock us down to 31.31 rather than 31.46. So we're gaining about 0.15 light years of jump range just from this. The best power distributor, because we need the best power distributor if you're in a mining ship, because we need to keep those mining lasers firing as much as possible. Same 3D sensors, doing nothing with those, and that's about it for the core internals. Moving on to the optionals, this is why I have got the shield booster up the top, because we've got the 6C bi-weave shields. Now the reason I've gone for bi-weave shields is because they use a lot less power. Originally, I did have a standard class 5 shield generator, but that actually used a bit more power, or a fair bit more power, than the 5C. Now the 5C, the 6C even. Now the 5A normal shield generator produces around about 140 megawatts of shield, which is fine. The 6C bi-weave shield is about 132, I think, megawatts of shield. So, which is why I went and put on the shield booster, which puts it up by 8%, which brings it up around about to 140 megajoules of shields again. So we've got the same amount of shield strength, but this actually recharges a lot faster. I mean, yes, we're losing about 32 tons of cargo space, but that's not a massive problem considering we've already got 192 tons of cargo space as it is. If we swapped it around, we'd basically have, let's think, 224 tons of cargo space if we went and swapped the shields swapped the shields around. So it's not a big issue. I'd rather have a little less cargo space and have better shields that regen faster, because this is more likely going to keep me alive if I do get interdicted by pirates. And they're just as strong as the ones we had previously. I mean, if you want, you can go and mod up your power plant and go and get even better shields in there, but yeah, I'm sticking with this. And as I said, with all the cargo racks we've got in here, we've got 192 tons of cargo capacity, which is awesome. I've also gone and got a 5A controller limpet, specifically because we want to go and get as many fragments in the ship as fast as possible. We don't want to be hanging around for our collectors to go and do their job. We want to go and strip mine, pick up, gone. We don't want to be hanging around. So that's why I've gone for the class 5. We've also got a 3A prospector limpet, so we can control 2 prospecting limpets, so that's awesome. We can go and find out what we are going to be getting. If we don't like it, we can fire off to something else. If we don't like what we see over there, we prefer the other one, we can go back to the other one. It's great. We've also got a 3A refinery. Now, I would have liked to have gone for a class 4 refinery with 10 bins, but there isn't actually a class 4 slot in here, so it would be not using one of the class 5s of their potential or knocking down to a class 3 refinery. But the main difference is we're just losing 2 bins. And to me, that's a no-brainer rather than losing out on 16 tons of cargo. So, yeah. Because if we dropped this into a cargo thing, we'd only be having 8 tons. Actually, no. We'd be having only 8 tons here. And we'd be having 32 tons there, technically. So that would be 24 tons of cargo we would lose out on by having a class 4 in there and having this as a cargo rack. So 24 tons we'd be losing out on. So it's a no-brainer for me, having it that way around. And obviously we just got down to the planetary approach suite, so that's like standard stuff. So this is how I've got it set out. So, and I like this, and I've got it set out so that we're just under power. I mean, the power might be a little bit different if the ship is not modified, because this ship is modified. But, oh well. I think it'd actually be a little bit more beneficial if you didn't have the modifications on there, if you're only mining in the area that we're in. But I don't know how to go roll for them again. So, oh well. Next, we can go and have a look at what I've got here set up on the fire groups. First fire group, we've got the Prospector Limpet controller set up on the second button as the mining lasers on the first. Next, we've got the mining lasers with the Collector Limpet controller. So first fire group will be just mining and prospecting, so we can find out what we've got, start mining, swap over to the second fire group, and then start firing off our Collector Limpets. Now this next one here is just for the mine launchers, for if we're getting interdicted. Originally we did have an ECM, an electronic countermeasure system, but I went and sold it for the shield booster instead. So yeah, we don't need that anymore. Just because the point defences are going to be taking care of all the incoming things that we need to be thinking about. The only thing that they're not going to be taking out are torpedoes, and it's very rare we come across those. So I'd rather go for the extra shields than go for something that we may not need. So yeah, that's how I have got the fire group set up. I do think this is the most efficient way of setting up your fire groups for a miner. I mean, sometimes I do it a little bit differently if I have got a mining ship that can defend itself. I mean, this one can, but this is mainly just a running away and harassing the enemy whilst you're trying to get away, whilst you're waiting for your frameshift drive to finish its cooldown. So let's go and get outside quickly, because I want to go and show you just how well these mining lasers work with the stock power, the stock power plant with the unmodified power plant. So let's get outside. Okay, so here we are outside of the station, outside of the no-fire zone. What we're going to go and do is put 4 pips into weapons, and we're going to go and see just how long we can go and fire these mining lasers for. Now please bear in mind that we do have 2 small mining lasers and a 4A power distributor, so let's just fire these off. Oh, would you look at that? 4 pips into weapons, and the distributor is not going down. Oh, it is. There we go. It took us that long to lose 1 little bar. So this basically means that we can go and keep firing these mining lasers until the asteroid is almost completely depleted. Now, that might be the case, it might not. It really depends on how much material you've got in the asteroid. Because bearing in mind, these are small mining lasers and they don't actually go and carve off pieces of the asteroid that quickly. But I do think this is going to be more than enough for your needs. Because if we went and put a 3rd mining laser on the ship, it would just go and mess up the power distributor. So I think this is quite sufficient. I mean, you could go and have it where you've got only 3 pips in there, but as you can see, it goes and empties the distributor a hell of a lot faster. But yeah, no, I think that is more than sufficient. So, all in all, I do think that Lakon Type 7 does make a very, very nice little mining ship. Especially since it's been buffed up with its new internals. Before, it would have been a somewhat mediocre miner. Now it is actually fairly good. Now, you can have a good amount of internal cargo space while still being able to fire off 3 collector limpets and 2 prospector limpets, so this is very, very good. The ASP struggles to do this, and this is one of the ships that I did actually say was one of the better mining ships. Now overall, this ship is probably going to go and get outperformed by ships such as the Anaconda and the Python and other ships, but it's not really a big surprise because those are really big and expensive ships. This is just a Type 7. And what you pay for it in credits is you get a lot out of it. I mean, yes, it's not got the best of jump ranges, but it does have that really nice ability to have both its pitch and yaw speed being virtually identical. So it will make breaking interdictions somewhat easier because you're not going to have to worry too much about rolling to then pitch to get away. So I do think this is going to be a very, very nice little cargo runner and mining ship. But anyway, let me know down in the comments what you think of this setup and what you think of this ship as a miner. Well, that's going to be it for this video. I do hope you've enjoyed it. As always, like the video if you've liked it, dislike it if you didn't. Neither of those good enough for you, that's what the comments are for. And don't forget, you can always go and support me on Patreon if you so desire. The link will be appearing up at the top right. But anyway guys, I've been Commander Chaos Wolf, you guys have been epic, I will see you soon, as well as Roberto will see you soon. And until next time, Commanders, keep flying and stay shiny.